So my son, Marquise, who I said he'll be 24 on Friday, a week from tomorrow. When he was 14 months old, it was in February. It was one of those like February days, like rainy, dreary, like kind of sleeting and all. We have an in-the-ground pool. At the time I was young, I was 20 years old, and I was the oldest of 4 kids in the house. And they're all younger than me, so a bunch of teenagers basically. I remember I was bickering with my brother about something foolish, and all of a sudden I was like, where's Mark at? And everybody like started looking for him. And it was one of those, I guess there was so many, everybody thought someone else had the baby. All of a sudden I just had this like sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. And I ran out back, and we had a puppy, and I guess in being on the phone or whatever was going on, someone opened the door, let the dog out, didn't push it closed all the way. Well, he followed the dog. And when I walked out, there must have been maybe like 12 to 15 inches of like water slush on top of the cover of the pool. And I went around the corner, and he was laying there face up, submerged underneath all of it, just blue. And I just started screaming, like just screaming. I pulled him out, and my brother was right behind me, you know, so I kind of like fell into the pool, and my brother pulled him out behind me, and I just like remember like falling to the ground, and I'm screaming. My brother kind of did like a Heimlich on him, and then just dropped him on the ground and ran to go get my mom, who's an RN. And my mom came out, and like, you know, she started the CPR on him and everything. And my sister called 911. The rescue squad came out, and he was lifeless. Like they never got anything. They were taking him to Delaware Valley Hospital. I remember they had like from my house to the hospital, like the police had every intersection blocked off. We had like a police escort in the front, in the back, and everything. And we got there. When I went back there, they had all the stuffed blankets on them. They were breathing for him. And I just looked at him, and I was like, he was dead. Like he was dead. Like my heart, I knew it. They told us they had to take him down to St. Chris's, so they took him by helicopter down to St. Chris's. And I remember driving down 95 that day, and I remember watching the helicopter like fly down 95, and it was one, like I said, it was an overcast day, and it was one of those days like where the sun was like coming down, and I was like kind of mumbling in the back seat, and I said to my grandmother, I said, Mark's going to heaven. Like you could see like the rays of heaven coming down, and my grandmom just squeezed me. Within like the first 36 hours, they pulled my parents aside and told my mom and dad that they needed to have a conversation with me about turning off life support, because they had done everything that they could do, and like he was neurologically unresponsive, his lungs had collapsed, he had, you know, like everything. Grandmom had gotten in touch with Aunt Kathy, and I remember that Aunt Kathy came to the hospital with, it was her son Sean, I think it was Kathleen and Shannon. I think it was the 4 of them that came. And they came and laid hands on Mark, and literally like the next day, Mark was able to come off like the vent. And his lungs, like over a couple of days, like they like rejuvenated and everything. And the doctor, I remember the doctor came in, the same doctor that the pulmonologist who had told my parents like that was it. She said to me, she said, I don't know what type of God you pray to, but whatever it is, keep praying, because she's like, medically, there's no reason he should be here. There's a reason for him. Like, we might not know what his reason is, and he's at an age right now where he's going to be 22, and he's trying to figure out life, he's not sure, but he's such a kind soul. But I know that there's a reason for him. I always think back to what that doctor said. Like, I don't know who you're praying to, but whatever it is, just keep doing it because it's working.